guys, it's Bro You Whack, and Season 9 was the highly anticipated season that was gonna be the final straw of many final straws that the Overwatch community was giving to Blizzard. If Season 9 didn't fix everything, then we were gonna quit the game! So now we have to answer the question, did Season 9 bring exactly what we wanted? Season 9, aka the Champion Season, was supposed to bring a huge rework to the competitive system in Overwatch 2, because you think that it would bring it in Season 1, but hey, better late than never, I guess. 9 seasons later! So while the main focus of this video will be talking about the competitive changes, and trust me, we will talk about those competitive changes, this season also brought us the typical seasonal stuff, like a new battle pass, new shop skins, and also a brand new map. Oh, wait a minute, this season didn't bring a brand new map. What, are you dumb? What, you thought they were gonna bring a brand new map even though they're supposed to every odd season? No! Here you're gonna get Cosmic Crisis. Yeah, so this season's kind of similar to Season 5, where even though we're supposed to get a brand new map every odd season, we're just not, and instead getting a new game mode called Cosmic Crisis. And the way that I describe this is a PvP/PvE type of game mode, similar to Star Watch from Season 4. And this mode takes place on Antarctic Peninsula, where there's an alien Omnic invasion happening, and there's also some sort of hole monster spouting out... Oh my god, that's I'll be real, I don't really understand the whole story behind this mode, but the big twist here is that there's an imposter among you. No, I'm not even memeing. One of the 4 players in this mode is going to be seen as the traitor, where halfway through the mode, you can swap to the enemy team and fight with the enemy Omnics and try to kill what once was your teammates, but now are the enemy. Now, I will admit, in easy mode, it's so hard to kill even just one of them, let alone 3, but in legendary mode, it's a lot easier to try to kill somebody because you have the Omnics that are way more beefier and actually can kill the enemy. So it's a pretty cool concept, and overall, it's a really cute game. Okay, maybe cute isn't the right word. But realistically, this mode is just once again used to advertise the skins that are in the Battle Pass and shop, because would you believe it that all the playable characters in this mode have a skin that came out in Season 9? Whoa, in-game advertisement! Oh yeah, and speaking of skins... Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Well, you can't always count on a brand new hero or even a brand new map. You can always count for there to be a Battle Pass full of skins, and I gotta say, Season 9 has some of the most middle skins in the game. I don't know what you would call it. Like, they're definitely not the best, but they're definitely not the worst. They're just good, solid skins. And I just gotta say, the Moira Mythic skin that we got this season is a huge improvement compared to the Orisa skin last season, and even the Hanzo one. I mean, we get 4 different color palettes, 2 different armor sets when it comes to the guns, and 3 different masks. Well, kind of. I will say one of the options is just removing the mask, so it's like 2.5 customization options, but still, it's a great looking Moira skin. I like the orbs and how they transform into like eyes, similar to the Cosmic Crisis mode that we play. It fits in perfectly with the theme and the game mode and everything, and it just really fits Moira too, compared to someone like, I don't know, the Honest skin that really didn't fit her personality. But if you were to ask me if getting the Battle Pass this season is worth it, even though I don't care if you get the Battle Pass, I wouldn't even say it's worth getting just for the Moira Mythic skin, but rather the Bastion Ramen skin. I don't know why this skin is in this season Battle Pass, but I'm so glad this skin exists because it's one of my favorite skins of all time. And I also just really love the rest of the shop skins that we're going to be getting in the shop. Like, we already have the Heartbreaker Reaper skin to celebrate Valentine's Day, and then Soccer Kuriko is going to come later on, and then of course we have the Cowboy Bebop collaboration skins coming, what I can only assume is in the middle of the season. Like I said before, Season 9 skins aren't the best, but they're definitely better than previous seasons, like in Season 8 and in Season 6 especially. But now that we talked about the fun part about a season, we gotta talk about the reason why we're even playing Overwatch to begin with. It's to get depression from competitive, and boy did Season 9 only bring changes to competitive, but more importantly, a bunch of hero changes. Nerf this! Every single hero got changed in Season 9. Whether it was a rework, which was mainly just Pharah, or a nerf, or a buff, or a health pool change, or a hitbox change. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the hitbox changes, because hitboxes did not change. It was the projectile size change. Now, if you've been watching my videos for the past couple of days now, I've talked about this topic to death, so I won't spend a lot of time on it, but basically people have been complaining about the hitboxes being way bigger now, even though it's not the hitboxes, it's the bullets that the heroes shoot that got bigger, which is a problem, especially for heroes like Hanzo or Zenyatta or Mei that have slow projectile speeds but just shoot logs, it seems like. Luckily, reworks to some of these heroes are coming in the near future, but if I'm just gonna be honest, when it comes to the health pool change, the roll passive, even the projectile size increase, it doesn't feel that drastically different of a game. But what does feel drastic is the DPS change, because this is something that, coming from a DPS player, I'm loving, because now I'm gonna reduce the healing that the enemy receives by 20% just by shooting them. That's awesome! But if you're a tank player, and especially a support player, that's not awesome! The biggest problem Overwatch 2 has Season 1 through 8 is that healing overshadowed damage. Now in Season 9, damage overshadows healing. You can out-damage a pocketed Pharah, a pocketed tank, whoever, just because damage is better. It's just better, and I love that. As a DPS player, I'm sure tank players that are trying to be super aggressive like how they were in Season 8 are hating this, and it's because they're not trying to duck for cover, or they're not trying to be more tactical with their abilities. I really think as the weeks go on, tank players will become just a little bit more smarter when deciding when to be aggressive and who to target, because now instead of targeting support characters, you want to target the DPS characters, because that's the person that's really going to cause you problems, not necessarily supports. But for support players, I got nothing to tell you, man. It sucks that your role kind of got dumbed down to the point where you should try to focus more on damage, which is why Zenyatta is such a desirable hero right now, because he can passively heal, but he can really do some damage to the point where he can be the third DPS or the main DPS. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'll just be real. I like the Season 9 hero changes just because, well, they don't feel all that different, but the time that does feel different, it's in my favor as a DPS player. But the other main focus that came with this season was, of course, the competitive changes. I'm just gonna say it. I think they finally fixed competitive in Overwatch 2. Even though this is like their fourth or fifth attempt at trying to improve competitive, I think this is probably the best that they're gonna get it without having to go back to the original Overwatch 1 competitive system. I absolutely love that placements are back. It really gives this season specifically a fresh new start, and on top of that, an actual fresh start with a rank reset. Now, MMR didn't fully get resets, but the placement games did quote-unquote have a higher stake placement level, meaning if you won most of your games, you were going to rank a little bit higher than if you were to lose most of your games. And that's probably a big reason as to why you're ranking lower than even where you were in Season 8 is because, well, one, you probably lost more games in your placement games, but the second reason is because, well, they didn't want to place you too high because they want to motivate you to play competitive and to climb. And speaking of climbing, or in my case, dropping, I also love how I'm able to see after every single game how far I drop or how high I climb and why I climbed or dropped. This wasn't something that we even had in Overwatch 1. We just saw the SR number go up and down, and we don't know if we were the underdog, we don't know if we were expected to win, we don't know if we were, well, we do know if we were on a win or a loss streak, but we didn't see how much of an impact it had on our rank. Like, there are just so many good changes on top of good changes, which I'll just add another change, which is Jade weapons. Now, look, I understand, green looks ugly, and I can't argue that. If you hate the color green, then you hate Jade weapons, but the more valid reason to hate Jade weapons is how it's structured, because you might like gold a lot more, but now with Jade weapons, well, you're forced to buy Jade weapons with competitive points. You can't buy gold weapons anymore, and that's something that I hope that they change in the near future, and they did hint at possibly changing how you can buy gold weapons. Hopefully you can either buy Jade weapons or gold weapons with competitive points and not have to purchase one or the other with legacy credits. because it's a little silly, even though, yes, it does motivate people to play on their main accounts to get Jade weapons because, well, that's the only thing that you can earn, so might as well play on your main account. But having the new champion rank is also a great change with Season 9 because now it actually motivates people to grind competitive Overwatch 2 on their main account, because a lot of time people would either just get top 500 or at the very least GM and not really feel a need to climb. But now that there's champion and a new way to flex on all your e-girls in your Discord server, well, now you gotta play on your main account. Now you gotta grind Overwatch 2 and become even more depressed. Plus, being able to stack with your friends in the high rank is also a great change too. Just overall, Season 9 brought so many great things and so little not good things. Like, this is the first season that I feel like people are trying so hard to hate when they haven't even given it a chance. People are hating on Season 9 before it even came out, and I think that just goes to show the negative mindset the Overwatch community is in, due to the fact that Blizzard gave us that negative mindset because they continue to just kind of screw us over time and time again. But I truly feel like Season 9, while it's not the perfect season, we could have used a new map, they could have changed how Jade weapons worked. They also can fix the queue times for 3+ stacks and make it so that 5 stacks don't queue up against solo queue players. So there's definitely improvements there. Also trying to nerf Zenyatta. But besides those few negative things, this is just a good stepping stone in the right direction that can hopefully just improve Overwatch time and time again to the point where we don't have to fear for a brand new season. We can finally look forward to a new season. And hopefully this is the first of many. But let me know what your favorite thing is that came with Season 9. Is it the game mode? Is it the Zenyatta indirect buff? Or is it that Bastion ramen skin? Because I love that ramen skin. But until Season 10, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.